Hello, Critical Conversation Bros here. I'm Behold Greatness. This is
Top Rope Bubba.
And we're here with our Week 3 predictions.
Week 3 already.
Oh, yeah. Lots to talk about already with what we just witnessed and saw. How you feeling?
Week 2 did not go very well for said Ravens fan and said Eagles fan.
This was an accurate depiction of all Ravens and Eagles fans.
Yeah.
After the game.
Yep. I don't know how we are 0-2. I don't know how we decided to fumble that game away. But we do what Ravens do best, I guess.
Well, we're 1-1. We should be 2-0. We choked. At home. Not good. What happened in that game, buddy? What happened?
I don't know. Other than it's not good to only have 5 rushing yards from Derrick Henry in the first half and not feed him the ball. Because we clearly saw in the second half that...
he was tearing it up.
Yeah, he was... Said Derrick Henry.
They came out of halftime with a great plan.
That first drive after half was excellent. It was great. It looked like an outstanding offense.
Then they abandoned that in the fourth quarter. What happened?
That's normal. That's what Ravens offensive coordinators do.
I was a little shocked.
I don't know. It sucks losing to the Raiders. Yes, the Raiders aren't a terrible team, but it should be a game we should win.
I'd like to put an APB out on Mark Andrews.
I agree. Yeah.
And Mr. Prime for a big year, Bateman, has been missing in action.
Yeah, it's been Zay Flowers and...
That's it.
Yeah.
And Isaiah Likely.
Well, yeah, and Isaiah Likely.
But they really keyed in on him this week, and it showed.
They did. And, yeah, offensive line played maybe a little better, but not great. Macari has to go. Something needs done on the right side, because this week we face Micah Parsons, and it ain't going to get much easier. So,
can we talk about a bright spot?
What's that?
Kyle Van Noy came back with a vengeance.
He did, and he looked great.
Man.
And let me tell you, Dave looks outstanding. He looks like he is finally proving why we drafted him where we drafted him. So
I see a lot of hate for Marlon Humphrey, but he had an interception.
He did.
I don't know how you can be that critical of a guy who came up with a very key play.
He did.
So I think it's a little unjustified. I know he gets paid a lot.
Unfortunately, Brandon Stevens had a rough game with Devontae Adams and stuff. I think
anybody who covers that man does.
Yeah, I mean, he got a little banged up at one point, so maybe that was an issue. And unfortunately, our first-round draft pick did not play because for whatever reasons, the Ravens are attached to car accidents this year. Because he got in a car accident last week, so I don't understand, but...
Strange.
Anyway.
Tough game.
Yeah, and all my boss said yesterday was 0-2. Right. And because I'm 0-2 in his league also, so he was really rubbing it in. But don't worry, I got him back. And Emra, if you watch this, I got you back.
But let's talk about that division as a whole. The Steelers are 2-0. You're 0-2. The Bengals are 0-2. And the Browns are 1-1.
Yeah, the two best teams in that division are at the bottom.
I'm very confused.
You take J.J. Watt away from Pittsburgh.
You mean TJ?
Yeah. I don't know why I do that. But yeah. You take T.J. Watt away from Pittsburgh, they're definitely not 2-0.
I think it's a little bit fool's gold. I know they're getting away with winning these close games, but they're going to have some legitimate offensive firepower to keep winning these games. I'm not bought in on the Steelers being that good yet.
I agree. And I know my buddy Dan at work agrees. He said they're 2-0, but Justin Fields does just enough for them to win.
Yeah. Something's up with Mr. Joe Burr. That team looked better this week against the Chiefs. They had that game won until that pass interference.
Can we say it's the hand?
Is it? I mean, he looked better in that game, and they could have won that game had it not been for that call.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
They win. They win if that call doesn't happen. They win.
We do got to bring up the refs are definitely helping the Kansas City Chiefs, and you can't tell me otherwise. They burnt up the refs burnt us in week 1, and they burnt the Bengals.
Yeah, I think we might have a problem on our hands, but we'll see how that develops as the season goes. I think the Chiefs need to come crashing back down to earth, especially now that they lost Pacheco. They did sign Kareem Hunt today.
Oh, I didn't
bring
even
him
know
back
he was still out
home.
there. That's cool.
So he'll be viable to some extent, but I think you're going to see a lot of Samaje Perine. He is going to be legitimate there. We saw when he filled in at Cincinnati. He's very capable, and he did some decent things in Denver. He's got some talent.
Yeah. The Dallas Cowboys got destroyed.
Makes me very happy.
They got lit up. New Orleans just ran over them like a freaking freight train.
Got ran through.
Actually, let me say Alvin Kamara ran through them like a freight train.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 tutties. Oh, and I faced him in fantasy.
3
That's
rushing
disgusting.
and 1 receiving.
Oh, man.
At least he can catch a pass.
Yeah, you're right. He did. Boy, he was nasty.
Unlike some other running backs that we may know.
Thanks, Saquon. He had an amazing debut.
You're right.
1 bad game.
But hey, I will give it to him. He owned up. He said, "Hey, I should have caught that ball. It's my fault. I put it on me." So
It was a tough game to lose. They shouldn't have lost.
I definitely respect players that do that instead of players that don't put the blame on where they should be or just blame everybody else. So
I think New Orleans is legit. I think a lot of it has to do with Derek Carr actually has confidence again.
And I was talking to my boss today too, because I was like, "Who do you play next?" And he's like, "New Orleans," and I'm very worried.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, New Orleans just Derek Carr looks healthy. He looks like he's fitting in a lot better this year, and they're definitely fitting the game plan around him where he needed to succeed. So, and I'm happy for him. I was never a Derek Carr hater, and I think he got the short end of the stick in Las Vegas. So
they had some injuries on the defensive front, and they also lost Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
At least for this coming week. He's a Swiss Army knife. That's going to affect their offense, whether you believe it or not.
Oh, yeah,
I think
it will.
I think it does make some changes. It might be catching them at a good time.
But either way, Alvin Kamara is just, I'm so glad I have him on one of my fantasy teams. But
it's good to see him bounce back from all the stuff that happened.
Yeah, for sure. But where's Michael Thomas?
MIA.
Has he just...
I think he's done.
Did we just forget about him?
I don't know what he's even... Is he even still on that team? I don't even know.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware.
But he's not doing anything. Baker Mayfield, the renaissance continues.
He, again, it's another player I'm very happy for, too, because he got the short end of the stick in Cleveland.
He caught a lot of grief in Cleveland.
He is showing that he is a good quarterback.
He is.
And he has the talent around him in Tampa Bay to be a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Even when Mike Evans has an off game, I mean, Mike Evans really didn't do anything, and
he
they
didn't
still
have to. Chris Godwin
right, exactly.
was tearing it
up. So I'm
yeah.
happy with Baker doing Baker things still.
Can we talk about the San Francisco and Minnesota Vikings game? Wow.
By the way, who called that upset?
You did.
This guy.
You did.
The Vikings.
What an incredible game plan by the Vikings to execute, and when that JJ was unstoppable.
He was. Hopefully that injury isn't hampering.
Yeah.
But, Sam Darnold looked good. So.
But how long is this sustainable?
Yeah.
Long time?
I think he's finally in a system that he can succeed with.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of skepticism there because there's a lot of bad tape on him.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of good tape, and now that we have some, do they make the adjustment, and does he come crashing back down?
Guess we'll see. I guess I got to eat crow this week since last week I picked on the Chargers and saying that are they going to be the normal Chargers where they don't exceed. But they played well. J.K. Dobbins again. is
Justin Herbert doesn't have to do anything.
running wild. And
Wow.
as a Ravens fan, I'm happy as long as he's not playing us.
And obviously that's a well-coached team right now. They are doing well right now.
It is. Because who's got it better than them? Nobody.
Yeah, I mean the culture is obviously real.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything bad to say about that. But wow, moving on to the next game, Malik Willis was tabbed to fail in this start for the Green Bay, and he did fantastic.
He did what he needed to do and protect the ball.
Josh Jacobs ran the ball well.
And Josh Jacobs had a big game, and Willis did as much as he needed to do to help his team win. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And we have at least one bird flew this week, and it was them Redbirds, those Cardinals. Sorry, Sam. They throttled your Rams.
Kyler Murray looked healthy.
That was probably the best Kyler Murray game I've seen since his knee injury.
Yeah. He looked really, really good.
And he was breaking tackles and getting out of sacks. And
call him Houdini.
It's been a while since I've seen that. And he looked like he was having fun and enjoying football.
And we saw a Marvin Harrison Jr. sighting.
He did. I almost benched him. I came close on one of my fantasy teams. Like, nope, I got to do it. But I kept him in, so we're good.
It's huge.
Yeah.
The Rams, though, lost Cooper Kupp.
So that means that number one target is Demarcus Robinson, former Raven.
That is never good when that is your number one target. Possibly whoever the rotating tight end door is there. That's not looking good.
No.
They're in trouble for a couple weeks. I think they might be done already. They're going to be in a deep hole till they get their guys back.
Yeah, if I were Miami, I'd be a ring. Would you be willing to trade Matthew Stafford?
Ooh, wow. Oh, that is a hot take. That is assuming Mr. Tua's done. If you don't know yet, Tua got a concussion on Thursday night. It's bad.
The guy said he's not retiring, but we all feel it's probably in his best interest, unless he really wants to be a vegetable.
Being someone who's suffered more than one concussion in their lifetime.
That explains everything.
I can attest, it is not something to play with. I'm somebody who's felt what the real negative connotations of experiencing a concussion can do to you. You can forget things. You can, be really debilitated by it. And if you're not, you're extremely lucky, but it doesn't exempt you from the damage it's already done.
Yeah. 100.
This guy has a family to think about, and I understand it's not our decision to make.
No.
And it's hard to tell somebody to stop doing what they love.
Yeah.
Because that would be like telling you can't go to any more wrestling shows because you have something wrong with you.
Nope. Like I told my mom once, I said, you take wrestling and football away from me. Take me outside and bury me in a hole, because I ain't going to be happy.
And maybe outside of his family, football is what he loves most. So it's hard to take that from somebody. So.
And it's his body and his life, so.
You have to just respect their decisions.
I just hope he makes the best decision for himself. And whether that be playing football, cool.
If he comes back, I'll still root for him.
Oh, yeah, I like him as a person and a quarterback.
Yeah.
And if he retires, I respect him for retiring, for not wanting to mess up his life any more than he unfortunately may already have.
Dare we say an outside-of-the-box idea? Do they call Andrew Luck and see if he wants to come out of retirement?
Hey.
If Tua isn't able to go, that's just an option. That's all I'm saying.
I think Tom Brady's comfortable in that booth, so I don't think you're going to get him to come out.
Although he's not real good in that booth, if we're being honest.
Okay.
He got better this past week, but it's still not good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The Texans keep on winning?
That was an ugly game.
It was.
So.
Bears still have not scored a touchdown yet.
The Bears.
DeAndre Swift is not impressing me.
That team's not impressive, period. Their defense is the real deal.
Yeah.
The rest of the team is not.
Yeah. So let's get on to the last one. Your Eagles.
You have a chance to end the game. Instead of throw the pass to Saquon, there's like a minute something left. Drops it. Don't get it. Got to kick the field goal. You go up 6. I would have ran the ball there. They didn't have any more
Yeah, you would have had,
timeouts.
what, 40-ish
It would have changed the amount of time, and it probably would have changed some of the play calling. Because kicking that field goal was inconsequential when we ended up losing because they scored a touchdown. So they were getting 7 out of that. But say they don't, they might not score that touchdown if you make a different decision there. But there's no excuse for the defense to have been that porous. Now, don't get me wrong. 2 of the passes caught were extremely tight coverage. I don't want to see these people saying it was terrible coverage. 2 of those passes was extremely tight coverage. Very lucky they weren't picked. That's how tight the coverage was. But it is absolutely inexcusable for Drake London to get 2 wide open passes within that process. And on the goal line there, giving a double move and giving that work to Slay, I'm not here for it.
And playing more of a were they kind of playing like a prevent defense? Because it kind of
They
seemed
played
like
way off, and I
were,
just
yeah.
didn't understand. I would have pressed him. I understand he's big, but
well, yeah, and
they gave him too much
you got all
space.
these big boys from Alabama, and you didn't. That defensive line didn't do crap.
Georgia, but
Georgia, sorry, yeah.
Some of it's the calling and the scheme. There needs to be some changes. I don't know if a rotation needs to happen. Bryce Huff experiment is an absolute failure from the Jets right now. Bring Hassan Reddick back or something. We need a legitimate pass rusher because this guy's done. He has a half a tackle, and that's the only stat he has through 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No pressures. He's working his way off the roster already.
And Jalen Hurts threw an interception.
That was at the end of the game. He's launching a ball. He got hit on that pass. But when a team is playing you on cover 1, when you have a chance, they had a chance to go down the field. They had 2 timeouts. There's plenty of time there, 40-something seconds, okay? What I'm truly disappointed with is the play calling in that instance. He chose to force it to Devontae when you didn't have to there. When you have a safety like Jesse Bates roaming that field, it is a bad decision to challenge cover 1 when you know you have 2 guys shading on that side. It's just not. It's bad play all around.
Yeah.
Frustrating. I feel like you. I'm frustrated because your team had the chance to win and they blow it.
Yeah, I was sitting at work waiting for our pre-shift kickoff, and the last 4 minutes were on the game, and I was like, I saw the score on my phone, and I'm like, how is this adding up? What happens? And then I watch, and I'm like, what? Kirk Cousins just goes right down the field like Patrick Mahomes-esque.
But like I said, 2 of those passes were crazy tight coverage. I mean, you could tell Kirk has his confidence back because some of those throws he made were just a normal.
I also feel like
normal guy doesn't make
with
that.
a guy that just came off of Achilles injury.
Yeah.
You needed to put pressure on.
There was no pressure at all. We got no pressure.
Bad defensive play calling right there.
Vic Fangio and Nick Sirianni got to get this together. So, but let's hop right into it. We got to get to these picks, man.
Week 3 predictions
Starts Thursday night.
Hit it.
New England versus the New York Jets on Thursday night. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Jets got a weird schedule, man.
They do. All over the place.
Yeah. Listen, I know they won, and I know New England's been tough. I think this is the game the Jets have their coming out party and everything clicks.
I'm going with the Jets, Jets.
Good call.
That's all I gotta say.
Week 2, New York Giants at the Cleveland Browns. Boy, this is going to be ugly. Bowling show ugly. Snooze fest.
Wow.
How bad's Daniel Jones going to look in this game?
Hmm.
That defense is pretty good. Better than what he just faced.
I'm going with Cleveland. I think Deshaun's going to have another decent game. So I'm going Cleveland.
Cleveland rocks. I gotta go with Cleveland here too, because man, the Giants found a way to lose a game to a team that didn't score a touchdown. How?
Sad.
Yeah, 7 field goals. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
We have Chicago, who hasn't scored an offensive touchdown yet, against the Indianapolis, who didn't look good Colts last week.
I understand Chicago has a pretty good defense, but I think Indy puts it together here and handles them. You seem torn.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Indianapolis, too. Just because I think Anthony Richardson's legs will prevail a little bit more. But Chicago will finally score their first offensive touchdown.
Caleb Williams going to throw a touchdown?
He will.
Woohoo!
2. Rome Odunze.
If he's healthy. The knee looks a little lunky yet.
All right. We got I'm going to go out on a limb. Second game of the week. It will be the second best game of the week.
Second best game of the week.
Houston at Minnesota.
Okay. Houston at Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I love the magic of Minnesota right now and what's going on. But boy, I am bought into this Houston team being able to win in different ways. I am picking Houston to win this game.
Good. I'm glad you picked Houston. Because I am going to not differ from you, because I'm choosing Houston as well. I think Minnesota will finally come down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
And Houston's just going to keep
They're
rolling.
good. They're so good.
So, yeah.
Oh boy, Philly at New Orleans.
The game of the week!
This will be game
It
of the
will
week.
be game of the week.
I am bought in on this being game of the week. I think this actually turns into zero defense being played and turns into an offensive show. I'm calling it now. Philadelphia wins this game by a field goal. Close one. Shootout.
Well, whether I would like to agree with you and the Saints come a little more back down to earth. Sorry, but your bird is going to die again this week. New Orleans will win again. Sorry, Emra. I'm sorry.
You had to differ from me somehow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next.
We got Denver at the Tampa Bay Baker Mayfield Buccaneers.
We're going to not ride with Denver. We're going with Tampa Bay.
The quarterback's not there anymore.
I don't care. They're dumb
And
horses.
speaking of that quarterback, he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass either yet.
Yeah, I know. Bo Nix is going to finally throw a touchdown pass in this game. But I think... McLaughlin.
Okay. All right.
But I do not think they compete enough. I think Tampa Bay
This
wins.
is itchy. Yeah, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. And I'm going to say it's not even a close game.
It might not be.
So.
Green Bay at Tennessee. Who do you got?
This one's a tough one. I really don't know. Going with Tennessee.
Okay. I think I'm going to ride that one with you, only on the fact that they know Malik Willis really well. I think Will Levis
It's one of the other reasons I kind of picked Tennessee.
I think Will Levis is feeling some pressure from that interaction with the coach. I think they have their best game this week and they beat Green Bay.
I agree. All right, we got the Carolina Bryce Youngless Panthers, because now Andy Dalton is starting. Will that make a difference? They go against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh boy, this is going to be unpopular opinion, but the ginger Andy Dalton.
Wait, Cody?
No, not
Oh.
the ginger Andy Dalton leads them to a victory over Las Vegas.
I wish I had a thermometer so check your temperature right now.
I think they get re-energized from a change at quarterback. Yeah. I think you see him sling it down that field.
I can't pick against my boy Antonio Pierce.
Okay.
I gotta go with the Raiders.
What side?
Even though I don't want to because they beat my team, but I gotta go with the Raiders.
Fair enough.
All right, whoever's quarterbacking these Dolphins this
Skylar
week,
Thompson.
Skylar Thompson. Even though Tyler Huntley just came to the main roster against the Seattle Seahawks.
I understand Miami has a lot of talent, but Seattle just grinds and finds a way to win. And I'm gonna pick Seattle on this one. They grind, man. They're tough.
I'm agreeing with you. I don't think Skylar is the guy for Miami. I think you will see Tyler Huntley next week.
Wow.
And again, I will root for him as long as they're not playing the Ravens. So, yeah, I'm going with Seattle.
All right, Detroit at Arizona.
It's going to be another good game. What's your choice? Go first.
I love the way Kyler's playing. I love parts about that team, but Detroit is not banged up the way the Rams were. Detroit wins this game because they're prepared. Their coach is in their ass. It's going to be a big game. Go Detroit.
Good. The Cardinals are going to pull off another big win against the Detroit Lions.
This next game, I'm really interested to hear, and you're going first on this one. Baltimore at Dallas. Who's winning? I know you're probably torn on this one, huh? I know what you've been saying all week, though.
0-3 is staring us dead in the face. Wow. 2002 was the last time this team was 0-3.
Is that like Tim Couch era?
I don't even know, to be honest. Might even Vinny Testaverde, I think, actually.
Good grief.
Unfortunately, I don't want to say this as a Ravens fan, but the last time I bet against my team, we destroyed that said team, which was Detroit. So, my pick is the Baltimore Ravens! I am not picking against the Baltimore Ravens. Only one because Dan told me not to, so if I lose, it's because of Dan.
Okay.
Gorman, that is, at work. Because he doesn't think this team is going to start 0-3, neither do I.
All right. This game's decided by a fumble created by Micah Parsons. Cowboys win by a field goal. Cowboys win.
Do you say that again?
Cowboys win.
And again?
I hate it. No. San Francisco at the Los Angeles Rams. This might be the most give me, even though both teams are very injured.
Yeah. It's San Fran.
There's still more talent.
They're not laying an egg again this week. San Fran.
It's Ayuk time. So, yeah, I'm picking San Fran as well.
Yeah, it's kind of easy.
Yeah.
All right, we got Kansas City and the team that just beat those Philadelphia Eagles, the other dirty bird, the Atlanta Falcons.
The Chiefs.
We'll go with the tomahawk, are we?
Chiefs.
Can Kirk Cousins strike lightning in a bottle 2 weeks in a row?
Absolutely not.
Answer is no. He cannot.
They're gonna
Unfortunately, Kansas City is winning again because I don't think that defense is going to hold them boys down.
Jacksonville, Buffalo. Ooh, man.
My heart says I don't want Buffalo to win.
Yeah, I know.
My head said Buffalo's winning because they're just better than Jacksonville. But screw that! I'm my own person! I am picking the Jacksonville Jaguars to finally show up and Trevor Lawrence to show that he's a number one quarterback. And that is a hot take.
I've seen plenty of people jumping on buses and stuff in Buffalo, going through tables.
Did you see the one that jumped off of a bus onto a table?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was nuts.
I don't know how he didn't get hurt, but anyway, he's feeling that right now. I guarantee it. The James Cook train is real. This guy is legit. They found a formula for this running back with what they got going on. They won an ugly game in which they dominated the Dolphins, and their quarterback didn't do anything in that game. So, as banged up as they might be, I'm bought in. I'm picking Buffalo.
All right. Finish us off there, guy.
Washington at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We gonna get the rookie quarterback, or are we gonna get the Joe Burr? He's cold.
I think Joe Burrow gets off the schneid and wins.
Fortunately, I 100% agree with you. I think we will finally have a no winless team in the AFC North.
Yep.
I think both AFC North 0-2 teams will win.
Very nice.
Cincinnati will get the W.
Now, what's the score total right now through 2 weeks on our picks?
We got last week. You had a rough week, 7-9.
Yeah, not good.
I went 10-6. Overall, I'm 2 games ahead of you, 19-13, and you're at 17-15. We've also had on the wonderful ticker back there.
There you go.
So yeah,
keeping track. We'll get the people in the Discord added up too.
Yeah, it was a rough week for you, but it's crazy because we both had the first 3 games wrong, and then I went on a big run of victories.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody thought the Ravens were gonna lose the Raiders.
No, so it is what it is. You're gonna have good weeks. You're gonna have bad weeks. It was a topsy-turvy fantasy week again. I didn't lose a close game like I did last week. I got off the schneid there.
I won in the Eldersburg league by 1 point.
Now, I lost in the other league because I ran into the buzzsaw called Kyler Murray and stuff, so it was not good. So we'll see.
I am 2-0 in my league, though. That's all that matters.
Yeah. That's all right, because it's a long season, buddy.
It is a very long season, and unfortunately, I think the best team that can get through these injuries are who's going to come out on top.
Yeah.
And it is already an injury-riddled season, and we are only through 2 weeks.
Yeah, and they want to add more games to the schedule?
Yikes!
I don't know, man. I don't know if another game really helps that or not.
Yeah.
But, they thought taking away preseason games would cut down injuries. I don't see that. I think it added injuries, actually.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Boy, what a week it has been. Football season is exciting. We love everything that's coming up. What are you looking forward to the most this coming weekend? What's your must-watch of the week?
To be honest, I'm kind of excited to watch Philly and New Orleans, your game, and then our game follows. So, really, I think that Philadelphia-New Orleans game is going to be really good. I do. I think it's going to, between that one and Houston and Minnesota, there are going to be 2 great, outstanding games.
I think those are all great games to highlight, but do not sleep on the Detroit-Arizona game. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think we're in for some really good football this week, and I think the fans are going to enjoy every moment of it.
And to be honest, we have not obviously been 0-2 for, 9 years. And I'm sure Harbaugh's feeling the pressure. I feel like the team's feeling the pressure.
Is he on the hot seat?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. If we go 0-3, something needs done. Sorry.
Wow.
I love Harbaugh. He's a great coach, but something needs done. So I want to see how this team bounces back. I think Lamar's gonna be Lamar. He's gonna be good, but we need to feed that ball to Derrick Henry more. I think they need to get Derrick Henry in.
Yeah.
I did see Keaton Mitchell is hitting about 26, 27 miles per hour.
Wow.
Which is great, and he said he feels outstanding and he's happy where he is.
It's really fast.
So, he's hoping to be back very shortly, and I think that may be what we need.
Yeah.
So, and not taking anything away of Justice Hill, he's been great with what he's done. I feel like he's lived up to what I wanted him to do. Need to get Mark Andrews a little more involved.
He shouldn't have to chip in. He's doing a lot of chip blocks too much. Well, that's
the problem, because the offensive line is not playing well. Zay continue to do Zay things. Would like to see a little more of Rashad Bateman and Nelson Aguilar.
They've been missing.
So, yeah, I think it's definitely probably one of the biggest games for Baltimore since I can remember.
Yeah.
Outside of playoffs or trying to get into the playoffs.
Playoffs? Talking about playoffs?
Well, I mean, we go 0-3. Those playoffs might be a little murky.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Pittsburgh isn't, I feel like a good 2-0 team.
But they're winning.
So
that's all that matters.
They got 2 wins and we have 0. So
just win, baby, win.
Fortunately, in the standings column, that's what matters, whether it's pretty or not.
Yep.
So
now it's time for our favorite time of the show.
Shoutouts! T-shirt day. The official apparel maker of the Critical Conversation Bros.
Funny Farm Apparel Company.
And I can't wait. He is busy working on my new shirt that I created for myself. And I freaking love it.
Awesome. Fantastic.
So now it'll be your turn to make your own shirt.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can come up with.
That'll probably look like a dead bird.
Wait. Yeah. Way to put the pressure on.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Shout out to Myers Meadows, best wiffle ball around. Shout out John Tom Turnbull, great guys. Terrible Cowboys fans though, nasty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Looney Goons Productions guys, Neil and RJ.
Shout out.
Look them up on the YouTube.
Good music.
Yeah. Banger.
Oh, banger after banger. Which got big news on that guy later. Let's see here. Is there anybody else we're missing? Oh, Sam and Steph. Even though he's a terrible Rams fan and she's a Steelers fan.
Sorry about your Rams there, Sam. They kind of got ran through.
It's tough. It's tough being a fan sometimes.
Yes, it is.
Maybe they can get a low pick and pick a quarterback, right? Quinn Ewers?
Yeah.
Maybe. Talk about Archie Manning. He might have to come out early because he's looking really good.
Cody, your Steelers are just winning. I don't know how, but they're winning. Yeah. Shout out to all the fine people at Ring Container that play in the Discord. And, we have fun.
And we have quite a few other people in the Discord channel, which we appreciate.
Shout out to them, too.
All of our SSW people and stuff, we got some great people.
Mr. Inferno.
We got to get some of the ACW people.
Like the new shirt, Mr. Inferno.
He's got a big match coming up.
He does.
We'll get into that.
Against somebody. I know who.
Let's see here. We miss anything?
I'm sure we are, unfortunately.
But what you can do is like, subscribe, comment, follow, and then don't forget to hit the ding.
We are forgetting one wonderful shout out.
Oh,
all of our supporters, man.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, all the 3,004 or 500-ish we're up to now.
One road to 4K.
4K.
Yeah, let's get to 4K. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. More content. Putting out more content.
Trying to.
For you.
For sure.
And baseball season, we're about to have a big update on that because playoffs are starting soon, dude.
Yeah.
And
we're not getting there. We'll do a separate video for that.
I don't know. A lot of emotions, though.
Yeah. You're right. We'll just do a regular, sports video for that.
Sports video, yeah.
So.
Lots going on.
Alrighty. Hopefully we'll do some mini shorts and stuff because want to try to get some shorts out there. Maybe we'll do some shorts while we're watching football this weekend. That'd be cool.
We're going to work hard on maybe getting some reactions to like big moments of games. and be like, "Oh my god."
I wish I could have got my boss's reaction today. It's great. I was waiting for him to walk through, and once I saw him, I went up to him. I said, "Hey," and he's like,
One of the guys.
I thought you would have worn it off by now. I said, "Ha, no, nobody," because he gave me all 0-2s yesterday, and I made sure I hammered him. Yeah, I left him a wonderful note up in the office. He loved it.
A guy at work came in through the door. He came in late. I guess he stayed home just to watch the Eagles game, then come in. And guy walks through the door. He takes his hat, throws it down. He's like, "They found a way to screw this up." He was mad. I was like, "Oh, way to save that for the moment coming in, knowing that we were coming that direction." Like, oh man, it was tough.
Just hopefully Emra's TV survived. That's all that matters.
Tough being a fan, but that's the joys of it, the highs and lows. That's why we love football, man.
Yeah, and who knows, week 17, we might be saying, well, we're resting our guys, so we might have just...
Yeah.
We'll hopefully. See. It's a long season, so...
Long season. But thank you, guys.
Yes.
We appreciate everything. Make sure you follow us on all the platforms, YouTube, TikTok, wherever else we might be, Discord.
Discord!
We never know where we're going to show up, but find us.
That link will be
and talk to
in
us.
the comment section. So
that's right.
Click it or tick it. Oh, never mind.
Wrong thing. Not the National Highway of Safety. But anyway, we appreciate you guys. Thank you, and have a great week.
And safe rest of the week.
Thank you.